I'm Joaquin Ramsey, a member of the New Landings Job Club.
And I'm Christopher Hakeem, a member of the New Landings Job Club as well.
And we recently heard David Naster, a well-known comedian who's been in the business some 300 years.
300? Are you sure?
Maybe
320. I don't know. He is getting old there. But anyhow, sorry, David. Anyhow, go ahead.
He spoke with us about how to find laughter in our lives as we go through trials such as a job search.
Yep. He also talked about grieving when you lose somebody. What else did he talk about?
He also talked about his experiences and the stories that he heard from people that he interviewed for his
upcoming movie.
Yeah. Yes. And how we can apply laughter, as basically outlined within the stories of his book, to our situations to relieve stress and depression and, help us on our everyday trials and errors.
Absolutely. We're going to be including an interview here shortly through the magic of multimedia. He's right now currently signing his books. But when we're done, we'll provide for you a video on our interview with him. David was kind enough to pay back to the community because he's very involved with the Kansas City community, and he's was a great comedic speaker today.
Yeah, he's a comedian. I mean, he's been in Stanford and Sons and had an HBO special.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he can't get a job right now, which is why he had time to speak with us.
But it's also 9 o'clock in the morning, in Kansas City. He's probably normally sleeping in at this time.
Okay. And but stay tuned to the New Landings Job Club website for the sound bites in that interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. This is Chris Hakeem back again. As you saw us earlier, Jack Ramsey and I were talking about David Naster, our speaker today at New Landings Job Club. And here I have with me David. David, say hi to the audience.
Hi, everybody. David here.
Hey. And we were talking about, on camera, we were talking about, while you were signing stuff, we were talking about your book, When Work Gets Tough, You Just Have to Laugh. What was the inspiration behind that, David?
Well, I started interviewing a lot of firefighters and paramedics and police officers, people that have really tough jobs, and people in healthcare, nurses, doctors, anybody that deals with life and death, looking it right in the face, and it's their job to save a life or rescue people. And I found they had this incredible ability to laugh. And I thought, well, you know what? If they have an incredible ability to laugh when someone's dying, if they have an incredible ability to laugh when they're trying to save a life, then I think we all can laugh at our jobs when things get a little tough, when somebody says something kind of rude, or somebody does something we don't particularly care for. Instead of being a big baby, we can look the fear or the uncomfortableness right in the face and flip it around with a laugh and move on.
That's great. Now, you were saying that I'm gonna tag your age here a little bit. You said you've been doing this now for 32 years. Is that correct?
32 years I've been doing this.
Wow, local Kansas City professional, and your website Naster.com says that you were studying psychology. Tell me what inspired you to get away from that and get into stand-up.
I was a psychology major, and then I figured I'd rather make people and help them, which is why I became a comedian. Because I just had this natural penchant to do comedy, and I do comedy, but and making people laugh. But I really didn't realize, Chris, that making people laugh would help their lives in ways I never imagined, and that is helping them get through life's most serious issues, anything dealing with injury, illness, or death, and how we have to laugh at those moments and find humor in those moments, not at somebody dying, but the funny moments that happen around somebody's death. And I'll give an example of that. This is a true story. The woman asked me not to say the name of the minister. The minister and the family were praying at Grandpa's house. Grandpa was in hospice. Grandpa was in hospice in his house. He wanted to die in his house, so Grandpa died in his house. Family started a prayer circle. Right after the prayer circle, after Grandpa dies, they start praying and crying. The phone rings. Who's going to answer the phone at this moment? Nobody. Phone rings on the night ring. The recorder phone goes up. And whose voice is on the recorder phone? Grandpa's. What does everybody hear? Hi, I'm not here right now.
That's funny.
That's just funny. It's an honest, funny moment, Chris, that during the saddest, the griefest, the worst time, that there's humor at that moment, and it's okay to laugh. And that's what I'm about. That's what I like talking about.
Yeah, and I'm leafing through your book right now, and this thing is just brilliant. If anybody gets a chance to go to Naster.com, you got to get a copy of this book. And the one that that just really, really strikes me is your rule number 1, where you're talking about don't react emotionally. When you've been, insulted through a brilliant comeback. How many times do we have a situation with somebody, and I'll have a real example in my job search, but I won't bend your ear on that, where 20 minutes later, as you've been insulted and you're licking your wounds, you remember something that would have been just perfect. Tell us.
That's really true. When somebody confronts you and they say something, a couple things happen. You're mad or you're scared. And what the thing to do is to be able to recognize those emotions when they come up and manage them and understand them. Because usually when that happens, when somebody says something and sparks a thought, then it makes us go into fear mode or a sad mode or something like that. And so you're not thinking. You're thinking about how scared you are. You're thinking about what's going to happen, the consequence. Oh, if I would have said that, if he would have said that, blah, 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 blah. And you go off on this tangent instead of being present at the moment and listening. The words that they say will give you an idea of where to come back and talk to them. But you have to listen and keep the emotions out. And man, that's hard. Tell a human being to keep emotions out when somebody confronts them. And it's tough.
It's nearly impossible. Well, anyhow, we are very grateful for what you did for us today. Giving us the books that you did, signing them, coming over and talking to the New Landing Job Club. And as you can tell, this is kind of a new operation for us, and there's a lot of good people here, and what you're doing is very helpful to us.
I think it's important too. One thing I talked about today is, as I told everybody today, I'm not an expert. I can just tell you what worked for me, why it's worked, and one of the reasons it's worked for me is I've kept flexible. I've moved which direction that things start to work. If things don't work after a period of time, you got to let them go, or got to sit them down for a little bit and come back to them. And go after what you passionately after, what you really want to do. I mean, this is your life, man. People are working. This is your life. But you got to make money. But I'm living proof that you can make money doing what you love.
I agree, and that's one of the. Some of us are really blessed to have some time to make that decision now that we're in transition. And so it's very timely that we landed you and were able to have you come over and visit with us and talk with us. I'd
like to be used as a resource if you need me to. People want to call me, talk to me, throw ideas, anything. Just use me as a resource. Naster.com. I'll be there. If I call you back, I will email you back.
That's awesome. Thank you again. And what I promise you we'll do is we'll keep you in the loop as to where we're progressing. We'll celebrate our successes as we move forward. I really appreciate all that.
I love to celebrate the successes and support during the rough times too.
Thank you very much. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Chris. Keep laughing, man.
Okay, bye-bye.